I will argue that J believes in three gods, based on what is known in the literature as the logical problem of the Trinity. To put it simply, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit are each God, but are distinct from one another. The normal method by which we would count would mean that they are three gods. Eastern Orthodox scholar Bo Branson states, and I quote, "The doctrine of the Trinity is central to mainstream Christianity, but insofar as it posits three persons, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, who are one God, it appears as inconsistent as the claim that 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 1. So the common so-called Muslim meme of 1 plus 1 plus 1 is right on target." How many men are on this stage right now between Jake, James, and Jay?
None, because we're not on a stage.
Okay, on this platform.
Three.
There's
Four.
3 men. Okay, how come you don't count the same way in which Gregory of Nyssa counts Peter, James, and John, 3 men in his work on Not Three Gods, when he says that there's only one man?
Because I already explained different things are counted different ways.
And you're counting 3 men as saying they're 3 men, but Gregory of Nyssa counts them as 1 man.
Well, they're one in terms of nature.
And Gregory says that it's more appropriate to call them 1 man, and that actually our way of calling them 3 men is incorrect. So it's better to change that than to call the persons of the Trinity 3 gods. That's his entire argument. So you, by you saying that there's 3 men here, you're actually disagreeing.
No, it's just 2 different senses of the same word, which you constantly equivocate on.
Okay, Richard Cartwright says on this passage, "It seems to have been left to Gregory of Nyssa, Basil's younger brother, to notice that thus understood, consubstantiality of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit appears to license saying that there are 3 gods. Gregory himself rather desperately suggested that, strictly speaking, there is only 1 man. So do you agree that there's 3 men on this platform, or 1?
There's 1 man, there's 1 human nature. In that sense, man can pick out nature, which is a common thing. And there's 3 men as individuated.
Okay. Gregory says about the logical problem of the Trinity, he says this question, which was asked to him by another bishop, is very difficult to deal with. If we should be able to find anything that may give support to the uncertainty of our mind so that it may longer totter and waver in this monstrous dilemma, it would be well. On the other hand, even if our reasoning found unequal to the problem, we must keep forever firm and unmoved the tradition with which we received by succession from the fathers. So Gregory is saying that the problem is difficult. Do you agree with that?
Depending upon how you cash it out, if you think that the logical problem of the Trinity is identical to the Arian disputes, then you're engaging in anachronism.
This isn't about an Arian dispute. This is specifically where he sets up the problem in his work on Not Three Gods in responding to a Blabius, where he's asking him, well, we say that the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit are each God,
but you're making a mistake.
We forbid men to say that there are 3 gods. So this is the very problem of tritheism.
No, we forbid 3 gods if you mean 3 natures.
And let's move on to the next question. Why is it problematic to believe that the persons are identical to the essence, as Thomas Aquinas and many Catholics hold? Why is that problematic?
Because it basically ends up in reducing person to nature, and it would be modalism.
Okay, so would you consider that position heretical?
Yeah, if you mean identity in the sense of reductionist identity.
Now, how many persons are there in the Trinity?
3.
Are they separated by time or space?
No.
So you count the persons by identity and not division, right?
Correct.
Okay, does God have 1 eternal attribute or energy, or more than 1?
More than 1.
Are his eternal attributes separated from each other by time or space?
No.
Okay, so you count the attributes by identity and not division, right?
Correct.
Okay, so if we count gods in the Trinity by the same method of identity, how many gods would we count?
Depends on what God picks out.
If we're talking about the persons.
3.
So there would be 3 gods if we counted by identity, and the same method that we count the attributes or eternal energies and the persons, correct?
Right.
What is the justification or argument for why we must count persons and attributes in God by identity, but count gods by another method other than simply trying to avoid that you're a polytheist?
By the example that I gave from first order and second order imposition and the way that all of the ancient world counted.
So there is no justification.